We have a very special flight night for you this week as we welcome in two guys that are very close to us. And by that, I mean, we all live in the same town. I think Brandon and I may have eaten at their restaurants once or twice, a month. I don't know. We'll get into that. And Brandon, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing awesome. Trying to stay warm. And we got a big storm supposed to be coming. So, just trying to make it through till Friday, see what happens. It could
I
get
was gonna
crazy.
say, I was gonna say this is the that weather. I love the meme of 2 to 3 bottles of bourbon, 1 to 2, 5 to 7. I feel like we might get in one of those this weekend. And
Yep.
we have two pretty cool guests with us. We got to meet one of them at a barrel pick that we did with Kentucky Senator Bourbon. Kept in touch, and now we get to have these guys on to try some of their pours that they've been able to pick along the way. And let's welcome in the co-owners of Goodfellas Pizzeria and Wiseguy Lounge here in Lexington and in multiple states now, as well as they've expanded. And we'll get into that story. Let's welcome in Eric Boggs and Alex Coates.
Hey
Welcome.
guys, thanks for having us.
Yes. We're
Happy to
excited
be
to have you
here,
guys.
guys.
Absolutely. And before we get into, your backgrounds, we got four pours to get through tonight that are pretty cool, and I'm excited to try these. Eric, you picked these out for us. So the first one we're going to do is an Elijah Craig. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I think the Elijah Craig is named Joe Profaci. It was one of our mobster series. It was a mob boss series. So we did a string of about 15 different mob bosses throughout the time, and it was really fun to design the stickers, and we always have a good time with that. It's
I
coming
love that.
in at 121 proof.
Nice.
I love it.
Dying to smell it.
Nice. I know, right?
And you can see the color, folks, as we got our little samples here. Smells
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Mm.
It was a lot of fun. Just, we've been to Heaven Hill so many times over the years, and we got some funny stories of going back in the rick house and when it was a temperature like this today in the teens,
Oh,
trying to pick
wow.
bourbon out of a rick house in the
That's
teens,
not,
it's very hard. You know,
extremely hard.
you can't get a nose, you can't get the flavors going. We're over there freezing to death, but it was
Yeah.
uh, it was fun being in the old rick houses instead of the new experience. The new experience is cool, but something about the old ones. Yeah.
It wasn't probably as that cold, but when we did the barrel pick with Eric for Kentucky Senator, we were in a cold warehouse and everybody was
I just remember you,
gloves and
Brandon,
I
with
was
your little, with your glass trying to warm it
just
up.
trying to warm up the glass so I could get a little bit of different flavor profile. But no, it's difficult to do that. Mm,
Elijah's always a great, uh, it's always great juice, especially
oh
their
yeah,
barrel strength. I just love Elijah Craig. It's a great value.
hmm
It's got some time. They know what they're doing down there, and
yeah.
we love them. I think it's one of the best values out there.
I totally agree. And
I was
it's
gonna say that's one of your favorites.
oh yeah, and what I like about it too is that over the years it's come down a lot, a reasonable price. Um,
Hmm.
so I love it. I love the barrel proof. I agree with you 100%. It is probably the best, if not top
Yeah,
five best value on the shelf,
yeah. Like
especially bang for your
10
buck.
years ago, we're getting into like, foolproof whiskeys, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe what, Boggs 12 years ago when we
Yeah,
opened Covington, and we just like the hot stuff,
2012.
man. And this was some of our favorite because you could get it for like 89 bucks,
Yeah.
$90, $100. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
this is really good for $100 for a bottle where, a Stagg or whatever, a George Stagg, or it just has a little bit higher price point. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a great value.
I agree.
Now I'm liking
So
this
do we
pour
just,
too.
yeah, we just kind of talk about we just talk about the juice, or
Yeah,
is
I
there a
mean,
little
talk about the
nose
juice,
in
Brandon.
here?
What are you thinking on this? I mean, and then we'll ask you
Yeah.
guys a little bit about the restaurant business. But I'm enjoying this bourbon first.
I mean, it's just one of those things you can't go wrong with it, right? Like
Right.
Mm.
everybody gets, like I said, we talk about all of our shows and a lot of our, you know, all of our fans out there. A lot of people may get scared off at the barrel proof, it being 120 and above. But these right here are though they don't drink like 120. Um,
Right.
that little bit of a burn, but to me, that burn, it's not a burn. It's like flavor.
Right.
You get kind of like a salted caramel on the back end, or a little bit of fruit forward on the front. But don't be scared to try the higher proof stuff, because my motto is usually the higher the proof, the more flavor it has.
Right.
So
Well, a really well-made whiskey or
yeah,
bourbon in a high
yeah,
proof tastes
yeah,
good and it goes smooth. Now, you can get a really high proof whiskey that's
yeah,
going
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
to load up,
yeah,
but if it's made well with
yeah,
time, a little bit of passion, a little bit of love, you can
yeah,
tell. And
yeah.
don't be scared of that,
No,
because that's the good stuff. That's what everyone desires out there. So I can see
correct.
it's a little intimidating for people who are new to bourbon tasting, but then
Mhm.
you can ease into it, right? You start with
Yeah,
your high 80s, low 90s, and then you eventually get into the higher stuff as the tasting progresses.
Yeah, see, I
absolutely.
did that all backwards.
Just go, just
That's-
wreck your
well,
palate, right?
I should have done it that way, because I
Yeah,
probably wouldn't have wanted to mix things at first. But when I didn't know what we were getting into with this, and all the stuff. And when the first time someone said, "Hey, would you like some samples while we talk?" I was like, "Sure." Lo and behold, I'm getting 130 proof, 120 proof, and I'm like, "Well, this is bringing in a lot of stuff." So I've worked my way backwards. But no, you're right. I mean, as Brandon and I have said, there's a lot of fun working your palate all the way through, getting to try a bunch of things. You guys get to do that on a day-to-day basis. And I know while we're finishing this pour, I got to ask, what was it like when you guys got into the restaurant business? Because I was reading up today, and you guys just kind of went at it. Both of you had an idea um, to start Goodfellas, a 60 or 650 square foot space, had some family and friends help you out, and look where you are now.
Go ahead, Boggs.
Well, let's see. It started out, we were at a local dive bar in Lexington, and we noticed a need. It was right at about the time when the bar switched from a 1 o'clock close time to a 2:30.
mm,
And so all the restaurants were still closing their kitchens at 10. So it's a massive gap.
yeah,
And Alex and I had just gotten back from a trip to Miami, and there was a late night pizza by the slice place. And we found ourselves eating there every night we were in Miami, and came back, and I was like, I could really go for a late night slice of pizza. Alex is like, we should do that. But we need to do it like we remember from our childhood being in New York, or our families there, and we'd take trips. And let's do New York style. And I'm like, I'm all for it. This sounds amazing. What do we do? And most everybody's had those drunken nights where you talk about a plan and it fizzles out. Well, Alex, Alex is a very passionate and driven individual. Calls me up the very next day. He's like, "Let's go. We're going to make this happen. There's a need.
yeah,
Let's fill that need in Lexington." And so, really, we buckled down and developed a business plan. We're both mid-20s when this was going on, and we came up with a business plan. Then we walked to banks, suit and
Yeah, we
briefcase
didn't
in
have any
hand.
money. We had zero
Oh, yeah.
dollars.
yeah,
My parents were both school teachers, and Alex's mom was a school teacher, and dad's a carpenter. So there was no family money. And so we, hat in hand to banks. Here's our business plan. This is a gold mine. Went to 10 banks. We were turned down by all 10 banks. I
Yeah.
was like, go
wow,
on, kid. No one eats pizza at late night. Like, all right, all right.
Boggs looks at me and says, "Well, I guess we're just not supposed to open a pizza place." I was like, "No, we're gonna make this happen," and we did. The
yeah,
11th bank took a gamble on two mid-20-year-old kids with some hella sales pitch. I mean, we had the best sales pitch.
yeah,
We were in our suits, attaché case. We were gonna sell you ice to Eskimos. But, finally a bank took a gamble on a couple kids with zero assets, no collateral. We used
yeah,
the restaurant equipment was the collateral, which if anyone
You
knows,
won't find that
restaurant
ever
equipment isn't
again.
worth anything the day it's put into the restaurant. It's like
Yeah.
10 cents on the dollar. So yeah, and we started the concept, Goodfellas, and that story goes on a little bit more. But we can talk about our business all night if you want us to.
That's
But
what.
I don't know if I gave you
you want us
enough
to keep
bourbon,
going?
guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I grew up.
I love that.
My mom's full-blooded Italian, New Yorker. Family came through Ellis Island, and I just really missed, like Boggs said, New York style pizza. Born and raised in Lexington. My dad's from Lexington. Went to school down here. Boggs and myself knew each other in high school. Went to Lafayette High School,
Nice.
and kind of connected after college. Just kind of, I was hanging out in the same bars, same scene, and I noticed a guy that I knew from high school, and we just decided to partner up on this idea. We were at the Rosebud one night, and we were pretty intoxicated, and again,
Classic place.
No.
great idea was born, right across the street. Let's open a New York style pizza by the slice joint. It's going to kill it.
Yep.
And then he's like, that's a brilliant idea. High fives. Everyone, is excited. And like he said, called him up the next day. I was like, you ready to go? He's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, let's go, man. So we got to work.
Did you all have any like restaurant experience or any other business experience before
So,
this?
yes, both of us did. Go ahead, Boggs, with kind of your
I was
side.
looking at it was called Cosmos at the time. It was chef-driven, prepared food, kind of like what you get at Kroger's now, how they will just make meals. And you go, and you're like, I want one of these, and you can buy your daily or your nightly meal. And I was the catering coordinator, trained under a few chefs, but neither of us had ever made pizza before.
No.
So once we got this loan and the building, how do we make
pizza.
How do we make dough?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
restaurant
I was going to ask that. I was
experience-
going to ask you how you got into you got the money, got the spot. Then what happened?
yeah.
What into okay, how do we make really good New York style pizza?
Okay. Well,
Or at that
an
point, start
Italian
out with
mother
just
too
pizza.
helps out a little bit, but
Nice.
just
I like
we've
that.
got. I mean, we're blessed with really good palates as well. But
Of course.
my restaurant experience was more like McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's for several years, learned the art of consistency, maybe not so much quality. I also worked in a full service restaurant. It was an old hotel here called the Springs Inn, so that was around a long time. So I learned full service restaurant there. But again, consistency always stuck with me, right? You got to make it the same way. Like McDonald's cheeseburger gets one pickle. It doesn't get two pickles. It doesn't get three. It gets one pickle every single time across the world. So we knew we were going to be consistent, but Boggs and myself had a bigger goal of having really, really high quality pizza, and not only just pizza, but by the slice. So that New York street food concept, right? We're in the bars. We only got 650 square feet, so we don't have a dining room. There's not even a table in the joint. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're just going to open at 10 p.m. Thursday through Saturday when the bars kind of get busy, and then we're going to close the door at 3:30 in the morning when they're gone, when the last customer is fed. But to make the pizza, bringing it back, we didn't have an idea. But we knew that if you want to do something well, you go to the competition and you hire someone that knows how to do it. So we had a friend who worked over at Pazzo's Pizza off of Limestone there. And, we're good friends with Tom Bear and the Bear family. But Craig, he was a friend that we're like, hey, man, can you show us how to make pizza dough? Because that's really what we needed to come up with. We can make sauce. It's the art of the dough. And we were going to cultivate our own recipes. And so we got to work in the kitchen and made, a recipe A and a recipe B to start with. This is New York style pizza, pull something off the internet, whatever it is. We had no mentor, no guidance, no real pizzaolo or whatever you call a pizza guy from Italy. But Boggs, you want to pick up the story from there on how we
Yeah. So
kind of developed
again,
the recipes?
being so young, what we knew, we walked around, we took dough A, B, and C, as pizza around to all the bars because we knew they'd be our customers and gave it away. Now, just tell me what you liked better. Dough A, B, or C. We did hash marks, little tallies.
Yeah.
And
All night long.
then we did the same with the sauce. And then we knew the best cheese on the market was Grande. So
Yeah.
We did
people
that
just
several
start with
rounds
Grande
too. So if A won one week, we try something different the next week.
and then
Yeah.
try
And
to
then we,
confuse them. But, what finally stuck. So Lexington, Kentucky helped develop Goodfellas. And that's part of where our community really shined and told us what they wanted.
and
That's
it's the same 20 years later. So we
Yeah.
do it the same way.
Oh yeah, we turn February
it.
22nd. So
Oh,
in
nice.
1 month, 1 month and 2 days.
nice.
That is
awesome.
wild.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Just
I love
walked around bar to bar. We're the pizza guys. They're like, "What do you got?" Yeah, we're going to give you free pizza. Just tell us which crust you like best. They're like, "Okay."
Yeah, I
We
mean,
made
What a-
pizza.
sounds like a
for
great
my
idea.
lots, but we tried like a beer crust. We got crazy. We dialed it back. We tried different. It was interesting, but it's something we make fresh daily.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the best way to do it, though. Like you're getting that the perfect focus group is just to go around to the bars and pass out your options, and
Yeah.
all the great success stories around the country has done some type of focus group in that capacity, and it's
And
just awesome.
actually, that's something we still do even when we hit new markets now. As
Yeah.
we're training our team for the first month,
Yeah.
they have to make pizza to learn how to do it. And we go and give it away at the bars, at the hotels, at the fire department, police station, schools. And the first taste is free, but
Right.
it builds a demand. It's
Yeah.
it's
And
it's
it
a
builds a
pretty
good
concept.
partnership
Yeah.
with the communities too, because we're
Oh, for
all
sure.
about dialing into our communities. We're still a small independent pizzeria focused on community.
Right.
Everyone thinks we're this big chain and we were franchised. And no, it was an idea that started in 2006 by two guys who didn't have a clue. We still say we don't have a
Still
clue
don't.
what we're doing. We're just pretty good at common sense. Oh, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Let's try something different
Yeah.
and learn from your mistakes. Have a passion. Surround yourself by people that believe in the same dreams, goals, and also make sure that you give just as much credit for the people that you are surrounded with and who are helping you along the way. Because Alex Coates can't run Goodfellas all by himself. Like it takes a team, and so me, Boggs, and a big
Our
group.
team's amazing.
Hats off to the team. Can't do it without a team. A business is, you have to have humans, right? To have a business, there has to be some relationship, and that's how we try to approach every single situation. Like we've been the fry guy at McDonald's,
The
right?
dishwasher.
So when it comes time for us to do our healthcare renewal, what would I want as an employee from my employer out of a healthcare package? So we process that way.
Yeah.
Like step in the other person's shoes. It's raise time. What would I like? What would make me feel good? We do a big Christmas party with our staff. We give away awards for people who show the most improvement or hustled the hardest or were the cleanest. And we put them in front of their peers and say, hey, let's give it up for, this individual. We want to recognize them. We want to also come together and kind of take off the work clothes and just
Right.
share a little bit of relationship.
And
I mean,
some
we've
of
done
this.
things like,
Yeah.
Goes a
we
long
share a
way.
little bit of that. Actually, we share a lot of that. Good things.
I love
are,
it.
and that's what it's for, right? A lot of people collect. We like to open and share with friends and family. That's kind of our motto. We've got a good bottle, we open it and we pass it
I'd
around.
say every bottle in my house is open.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say
Every
That's
one.
we strive for that as well, and I know we got a couple other pours. So the Elijah Craig, by the way, that is a fantastic opener, and I'm excited to see what is next because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is flavorful, and we're about to do one that is near and dear to my heart that
Oh yeah.
I just love, and that is the 1792 Full Proof. Eric, what can you tell us about this guy?
Oh, let's see.
Nice.
It came in at 125 proof. It's called
Is this
Executive
our
Decision.
Reservoir Dogs series?
No, it wasn't. We love our series. We love our,
Tell them about
again,
that.
stickers are just fun. This was one that Alex designed. It was our first AI sticker, I believe.
Nice.
Our artist, had started inking for children's books, and so didn't have time to mess with our little stickers. But it was a lot of fun. Let's see. I think the notes I have on it is a good caramel, vanilla, dark chocolate, but everyone can make their own decision. I don't want to put any.
Gosh, it's got a strong nose. Yes, sir.
That is,
Yeah,
oh,
it
that is
does.
right up.
It was something I was curious about. You've done a lot of these, I'm sure. Has anyone mentioned the different ways of tasting and resetting your senses by smelling yourself? It sounds weird,
No.
but
No,
that you have a
they have
predominant
not.
nostril for.
No.
So, all right, here's some different little things, facts. So,
Because
in
you've done this
between
once or
taste-
twice, right? You've done this once or twice.
Probably how many barrels, Boggs? I don't know. 50 to
what are we
100,
about
somewhere in that
25 a
range.
year? I don't know. We do a lot.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's definitely a highlight of the job. But so in between, if you smell your arm, it will reset your factory senses
crease of your
because you're
arm.
used to your own smell.
Crease
So
of your
at,
arm.
at perfume counters, you might have
Coffee
what they do,
beans.
the coffee you'll smell to reset it in between. Well, in rick houses, you just smell your arm, and then what you want to do is you'll go one side with the nostril, then the other, because at one point a nostril will shut down as it's filtering, and then you always want to smell with a mouth open a little bit so that ethanol doesn't crush you. And
And
then
you
the Kentucky Chew, as
Yep.
you
Yep.
okay, there we
it
go.
opens it up. It's
Right.
I love
That's
that. We
right.
learned
Yes,
something
you're
tonight.
good.
We've done this how
You're
many
going in.
times, and no one's told. I mean, we've been told. We've had guys that have made popcorn and stuff out of into bourbon and things like that, and that's a good reset sometimes. But nothing like this.
That's a
I
good
like it.
palate reset.
That's a
So,
palate.
Oh, that's true. True. True.
Yeah.
Corn chips are really good.
Yeah, Mandy introduced the corn tortilla
Mandy
chips
from
to
Four
us
Roses.
at Four Roses. Yeah,
He's amazing.
I was like, this is great because you get the corn.
A snack.
Yeah, get a little snack,
So-
but you get a little palate reset.
Well, so speaking of this wonderful nectar that we've got, you told us about the whole start of the business, start of the making the pizza dough. Where did the bourbon come in? Where did the Wise Guys cocktail bar come in? Because we all know that's just as synonymous as it is with the pizza. Almost, especially those of us who know what Goodfellas is and what it stands for. So where did that come about?
Thank you. It was born into us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Here,
pretty sure.
so we had
ahead.
this pizza joint, right? I mean,
Right.
New York roots, my
Yeah.
mom's side, Italian stuff, but we had this pizza joint, and we sat still on pizza to let a business grow, right?
Proven
Right.
concept.
Very, very patient.
Right.
We sacrificed a bunch. I mean, like,
Yeah.
we didn't spend money for years.
Yeah.
I lived
I mean,
in my
we did
parents'
here.
basement.
Yeah, like this is the true story of like
Owning
entrepreneurs,
at the
right?
time like 3 restaurants. I was still, just
Yeah.
So we,
but
yeah, so we were, wanting to expand for years, but still sitting patient. But one night we're in Cincinnati, and we're jumping around from little districts to district. There's Over
Right.
the Rhine,
Yep.
the main Strauss Village in northern Kentucky,
Yep.
There's Mount Lookout. There's a bunch of different little areas. There was the banks. So we
Yep.
kind of just bar hopped one night, and we were in northern Kentucky, which is it's Cincinnati. It's right there on the water.
Right.
Covington is in the
Yep.
main Strauss Village. It's a German historic building like village. It's bars, restaurants, very gritty. Exactly what we felt very comfortable there, and we're walking around, stumbling out of bars, and all of a sudden, me and Boggs look at each other. There's a big for sale sign next to this place called the Cock and Bull. And I was like, holy cow, this building's for sale. And I'm like, man, we're not going to be able to afford this, but we'll give it a call. And so, long story short, we wound up getting the building. But it's a shotgun style building with, there's a basement, there's ground floor, second floor, third floor. Like,
Yep.
what the heck are we going to do with these other floors? We're not going to get people running up and down steps with the pizza place. Plus, we focus on the turn and burn of the slice. So what are we going to do? We're going to take our Kentucky roots and mix it with this New York concept. And we were we've always been big bourbon. I don't want to say aficionados, but just lovers of bourbon, right? We wanted to do something here in Kentucky or Lexington, but it just didn't work out. So when we got this building, we're like, now's our opportunity to open a bourbon bar. Well, we wanted to blend this mafioso New York Rat Pack themed pizza place with this bar we wanted to open. And what better way to kind of brand besides the gangsters that were kind of putting roots down in northern Kentucky and running bourbon up and down the Ohio River.
Bootlegging.
And they were, during Prohibition. So we wanted to do this like roaring 20s, like true classic cocktail driven bourbon bar. And it was found inside of Goodfellas. And that's where we came up with this idea of creating the Wiseguy Lounge, which was above the Goodfellas Pizzeria in the main Strauss Village. And the idea was to get any bourbon we could get our hands on. And man, we did. We told the rep, we'll take every bourbon you sell. They're like, what are you talking about? We want to buy every single bourbon you will sell us. I was like, and I'll buy all that Pappy Van Winkle. I mean, they're like, we'll buy all
They
of
couldn't
it.
get
I was
rid
like,
of it. We were getting cases of Pappy our year 1 and 2,
yeah.
as many as we could afford.
That's what they told us. They were like, we'll sell you. You want 12, 20-year-olds? You're like, we'll take them.
Wow. Yeah.
It was wide open up there.
It
That's
was the
crazy.
very beginning of the bourbon boom. So
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Lexington, Louisville were already hot on it. But
Yeah.
northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, not so much. So, we, I guess luck has a little bit to do with it too. But,
Yeah.
we stayed
That's
true
crazy.
to that concept. And we thought we had made a mistake on opening night because we actually priced our whiskeys, our cocktails, based
Correctly.
off of math. But our neighbors were still doing like $5 makers and Cokes, like by the pint glass. We're like, man, we can't sell it. You won't make any money.
Yeah.
But they were making theirs off of volume, and we were just going to stay the course and have a nice, elegant, classy joint. And that was kind of our thing. It was the Wise Guy Lounge, and it was packed. Everyone wanted to get away from the smoky bars and the kind of gritty dive bars and come in and get a refined, Manhattan or a Negroni or a classic made. Old fashioned was our big one. I don't
Yeah.
think those people ever even knew what an old fashioned was up there. And then we
we
had all
sold-
these whiskeys.
we got to sell so many old fashions. I wish I had that number to spout out, but
Yeah.
it's up there.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
I
how-
remember it. It's crazy because I remember like I got a lot of friends that live in that area, the Northern Kentucky area, Fort Mitchell, Fort Thomas, all that stuff, Covington, and I remember the first time I went to the Goodfellas there in Main Strauss, and I was like, man, this place is awesome. And of course, I had the pizza, but the first time I went to the Wise Guys Lounge, I mean, that was like, man, I was like, it was cool.
We've
It was
heard
really cool.
stories
And
of
then-
people like, I've been to your place 6 times. I never knew there was a bar upstairs.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, now you do. So shh.
It's
Yeah. Yeah. Hush, hush.
Well, and I love too that this is something that you just enjoyed. You enjoyed the pizza, you enjoy some bourbon, and clearly you guys have been able to build upon that. And in Lexington, you've got a couple spots now. You've got Covington, you've got across state lines, Columbus, Nashville, you name it. You've been able to grow this. What was it like when that started to happen? Because it's one thing to have the few spots and doing well, but to take it to that next level and continue to build it as just your team. It's not like you guys are doing anything else. It's you all, and you're expanding.
Go ahead, Alex.
Well, the big turning point, I guess, is we expanded, and we made a name for ourselves in Northern Kentucky, Covington. Mm-hmm. Then 2 years later, we found another building for sale over and over the Rhine, downtown Cincinnati. And we were doing really good. We had a great name, Wiseguy Lounge, bourbon. No one was really doing bourbon. The pizza, we were voted and still voted the best in those neighborhoods. But so many people would visit up there and say, what the heck, guys, we're from Lexington. Why won't you bring this back to Lexington? We're like, well, Lexington, there's not too many entertainment districts. In Cincinnati, you got like 5 different areas where you could, put a store and be okay. But Lexington, it's downtown, really, or campus.
Right.
And
And
at the time, we had Mill Street, and we were inside Two Keys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I remember Inside Two Keys. I remember that for damn sure. Because that was awesome. Because everybody would just get wild at Two Keys, and then you go in the back and you'd stand in line and get pizza. That was awesome. But like you said, you can't. That was like you could knock down walls at Mill Street to open up a cocktail lounge. So
yeah, we did that almost 8 years, and it was great. But we were delivering pizza, and it was campus, and it just had a lot of headache. It was still lucrative. We just juice wasn't worth the squeeze, and we're still good friends with Seth Bennett over there at Two Keys. But anyways, so back to the story of getting our Wiseguy concept, or our bourbon and cocktails, back down to Lexington 2 years after we were successful with our Cincinnati location. So we got 2 up there, Covington and Cincy. People are hey, you need to come back. You need to come back home. Well, we got a call about the James Pepper campus, and we knew that there was some action going down there, and we had been before to the break room, and it was kind of like this awesome little like field party. There was fire pits and like motorcycles and gravel out
parking
there.
lot.
We were like, man, this is awesome, but we didn't really think too much about it. We just knew that Johnny over there, and he was running a nice little bar. Yeah. And Crank and Boom was getting ready to open, or had just opened, and along with Ethereal. And then we got a call from the landlord, our current landlord, and he said, hey, I got a place I want you to check out. Like, okay, guy, what do you got? Because everyone tries to pitch his properties all the time. We're like, he said, what do you think about the James Pepper campus? We're like, oh, yeah, it's a little bit ahead of its time, but we'll see what you got. He's like, no, I really got a cool space I think you'll like. And I was just thinking it was a little building, or maybe it was the storage units or something. I was like, yeah, I don't really know, but we'll come check you out. What the heck? Yeah. And we walked into our current, Goodfellas distillery location, and there wasn't a roof. There was mud floors. There wasn't a patio. There wasn't a window.
Every window had been broken out.
Graffiti everywhere. It was a disaster. And we walked in kind of slow, trying to play poker face, looked around, and he goes, well, boys, what do you think? And me and Boggs are like, this is friggin' awesome. This is like a great restaurant. He's like, really? We're like, yes, we're in. And
that's awesome.
Another reason we should have our heads checked, because no one in the right mind would look at what we saw.
Parking.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Nothing made sense.
But it is our flagship.
Right.
But it does now.
Oh, yeah.
It does now.
Yeah.
It
does. For damn sure it makes sense now. Yeah. Well, I remember for the longest time, the break room was the only thing over there, right?
Yeah.
Like it was it. It was just a gravel parking lot, and it was you had the break room. Because I always remembered going to the break room, and I love the break room, and
Yeah,
been there a million times. But it
it's
was the
Them and
only
Barrel
thing
House.
there.
And
It was the
Barrel
only thing
House.
there, and it was a gravel parking lot. And I just remember thinking, going to the break room every time I would go, and I'd be like, man, this I love this bar, but it is just in the kind of the strangest location.
It's on a
And
little island out by itself.
all by itself in this broke, rundown
Yep.
warehouse area,
No,
and
no
nothing but
lights for
gravel
parking
parking lot. No
lot.
lights, no lights or parking lot.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of had to kind of be like, well, shit goes
yeah.
down tonight. It goes down. Like there's nothing we can do
So
about it. But
so to come
no, I
back to,
agree.
I guess, the question about how do we handle the expansion or how did it kind of take off? Well, distillery kind of like let us knew we had something. By then it was full concept store three. And it just so happened 3 months after we opened distillery, we had already had another project working. And of course, distillery ran over and the other one ran its course and opened right on time. So we opened those to our Indianapolis location, downtown Indy off of Massachusetts Avenue, 3 months after we had opened distillery. So, here we are kind of panicking, getting stretched thin. Management's over here, management's there. We're burning up the roads. It
Yep.
got challenging. And
Oh, I can only imagine.
when we get challenged, we dig in deeper and just open some more
Rise to
stores, I
the
guess. I
occasion.
don't know, just
But that had to be like an awesome, exciting time, obviously, because you had this new like awesome concept that's going into the distillery district at the James Pepper, and then you have the indie place opening. Like it's like that could be like kind of at that
And
moment you're
going
like,
well.
oh
And going
yeah,
well.
and going well, yeah.
There
So
was so
that'd
much
be cool.
history steeped in that James Pepper distillery. And so it was the
Totally.
boiler room. You walk in and you have a massive coal hopper above the bar, 105-foot smokestack going up through the middle of the restaurant that
Yep.
we had carved out a dining
Yep.
table area, dropped chandeliers in it. Actually, funny story. When we first opened that smokestack, we put a glass or plexiglass dome roof on it. What we did not know as restaurant operators, when it snows, heat from the restaurant rises. It started raining inside our smokestack from condensation. We had to get a crane and take off the dome and put a big solid cap that's insulated on top. Things that you don't think about, but you'll never
Nope.
make that mistake again.
Nope. And
No.
we always take, we get friends and family comes into town. We always take them to that Goodfellas location just because of it's. I mean, it's probably one of the cooler, unique spots in town when it comes to you know, just getting a good slice of pizza, getting an awesome cocktail, and just hanging out.
affordable.
Like
Yeah.
affordable, absolutely. And then again, you got the whole area right there. You got the creek running by. Like
Great.
it's just a really cool
Patio's amazing.
patio's amazing. Yes, 100%. And I really love the
And if
hopper. Like I call it a hopper, but above the bar. That
Yeah.
I guess we're used to the grain where the grain used to
Yeah.
come down.
Oh,
Like that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and if I don't tell you guys this, my daughter will be very angry. But one of our favorite things to do is go there, and she loves to get the breadsticks. That's her one and only thing that she loves. She gets the giant breadstick. We go have fun, then we go to Crank and Boom after, and she loves it. And it's been cool to see how you guys have built that out. And obviously, like I said, you've added Nashville, Columbus, different things. How do you balance all of that? Because, like you said, you had two come online at once, which was not the goal. I think you probably learned maybe a little bit different. I don't know, maybe
You
not.
think we'd have learned?
did it again this year.
We did
I was gonna
that.
say,
3 months apart from each other. Nashville and Columbus. 3 months apart.
Nice.
which are real
Nice.
close
Very
to each
far.
other too.
Not close at all.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, how do we do it? It's the team. You're only as good as the people that you surround yourself by. So when you've got like-minded people with the same passion that believe in the same goals, you can accomplish things. And this is why we clock in, we show up every single day and we work with our team. We get involved however we can. Now, our faces aren't seen in the restaurants like they used to. I mean, gosh, building out Covington, our third store, like Boggs and myself drove every
By
single
hand.
day. Yeah, and we carried, there's a whole story about the flooring up there. Bought a pallet of wood thinking it was long boards for wood flooring, and we opened the first top layer, and then it was all these little chips. So if you ever go up to the Covington location, look at the floor, you'll be like, holy cow. They're all like
Oh
little
wow.
1
Hell,
foot
we built the bar
boards.
out of that too. So look at the bar. They're all little chips of cherry wood.
Yeah. But anyways, we were very,
Wow.
very hands-on and everything and got to know every employee and their personal lives and everything. Now we've got like 350 employees and it's hard, but it's still important. And so you've got to kind of delegate and trust some of the other people who are in charge of those areas and the stores. And when we come in, it's the same thing. It gets a little
Yeah.
awkward. Some of the people just pick up rags and act like they're cleaning.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing, man? I put pants
Yeah.
on just like you. Get over here. We're going to talk a
Yeah.
little bit. Because
Yeah.
then McDonald's worker came up,
Yeah.
just understanding what it's like. So you can kind of BS with them a little bit and get them to relax because, while we've built this thing, it's still, I don't know, we try to stay grounded, be real humans, right? And be grateful
Try to be humble.
because,
Try to remember
That's
where we come from.
yeah. And that's,
that,
bourbon helps you
that's the best.
stay
Yeah.
grounded.
Urban helps.
Remember where you come
Of
from.
course it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best. Like, I mean, because any employee wants to be on that relatable level with the owners or the bosses or whatever it is. And that's really cool and really, respectable from you guys, how you guys approach it that way, because I mean, that to me, that's the right way. And,
Yeah.
and again, no wonder
That's
you
how you get
guys have
people to
grown
stick around.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you get people to stay and that's how you grow, how big you are. Um, and
Yeah. The
that's
goal for
awesome.
us
That's really
this
cool.
year is to get in front of the staff and the customers a little bit more in some of those, the
Mhm.
Columbuses and the Indies
Newer
and the
markets, or any market,
Chattanoogas.
all of them.
Yeah.
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 So we're
But
gonna,
in that FaceTime,
What's the biggest key? I know it's team and I know it's hands on. You guys do everything like that, but like you've got, like you said, you've got Lexington, you've got Mill Street, you've got the Distillery District, Covington, Indy, Nashville, whatever. What is the key to maintain? I know you talked about McDonald's and only one pickle,
yeah.
but what goes into making sure that everything is consistency as far as like I could go to Mill Street at noon, but I could drive up to Columbus and I could still get the same quality slice of pizza.
It's ensuring that those SOPs, those recipes are done the same. You're still going to get a different
Fair.
flavor at Mill Street.
Right.
Mill Street's got 20 years of burnt
on the
cheese
ovens.
and pepperoni
Right.
grease, and it's called
That's true.
seasoning the stone.
Seasoning yep.
Yeah, so the new oven that's only got 6 months of use isn't going to
Correct.
give as much flavor as an oven that's got 20 years of use. But
That's fair.
it's training. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to train your people how to do, and that's why we made the model so simple, right? You're coming to us to get pizza. You're not coming to get chicken wings and all these strombolis and tons of salads and a burger. You come to us when you want the best pizza. Like
Right.
that's our goal. That's our mission. It's very
Yeah.
simple. A long time ago, we set out to make the simplest mission possible. The best, not second, not great, the best pizza and drinking experience. We want to create memories when you come in. That's why we don't deliver. That's why we want you to come in, have a pour, have an incredible slice, hang out with some friends and create a memory. We've got, proposals, we have birthdays, we got people who haven't been there, they went to UK and moved to San Diego, but when they come and visit family, they come back to Mill Street to watch a Cats game or something. They're like, man, I remember going to UK and the slice is the same, and it just brings back all these experiences they had, at the Cincinnati location, at the Indy location. We want to create the best pizza and drinking experience, and we talk
or
about
now
that
they're sharing
all
it
the
sharing it with their children.
yeah,
Like I love seeing that. I had this in college, son, this is what I'm going to teach you is what is great pizza. And you're going to
And then
pass
in
that along to your kids. And
15 years, some bourbon.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and you guys are doing it so well, and also the bourbon is fantastic. That 1792 foolproof.
Yeah.
I'm sad I only have a little bit. You know,
That's so good.
but I want to make sure we get in all of our pours. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I
got
got
the
ahead of
Stagg.
myself. I
Keep
went
us
ahead
on
and poured
track.
the Stagg. This is really good.
I saw both of you do a little pouring, so I was like, we better get caught up. So the Stagg coming in at 131.2. What can you tell us about this guy?
Let's see. So we called Stagg Missing in Action. This was a barrel pick
Probably our only barrel pick. No, second barrel pick.
that Alex and I were not on. We had to trust our bar managers from 4 different stores to go on this pick and choose the best barrel. And I have to admit, it's pretty damn good.
Pretty cool little sticker on the bottle too. It's kind of got like one of those, where they put someone in a room and they're kind of shadowed out. And
That was, which one was that? I don't
well,
know.
this
I
is the
sent
missing in
picture.
action, the MIA, like any.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, Boggs and myself were not on this pick, and they did a great job. I mean, I get some. It's crazy. You get some like berry notes if you really try.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
you get
definitely some
like
fruit in there.
berries or yeah. But man, I get the chocolate and vanilla. I get all of it.
Same.
Real nutty,
Oh, yeah.
oaky.
It was
This
kind
is
of-
just a good.
Especially on the nose. Yeah.
This one.
What it looks like. I can't tell, buddy. Yeah, you're.
Can't tell.
Oh,
Oh, there you
there it
go.
is, there
Oh
it is.
yeah. Kind of looks like a gangster.
It's
Yeah,
a little
missing in
profile or on the
You're
lineup.
right. You're right. I do get a lot of dark chocolate on the nose and
It's rich, man.
maybe
It's
some, a
good.
little bit of an orange peel or something. But man, oh,
You couldn't tell me that's 100. If I didn't know that, there's no way I'd say that's 131 proof.
31. Well, our palates are pretty loose now. They're warmed
we're
up.
warmed
And
up
this is
now.
how you.
True, but still.
but still,
Yeah.
that's what goes back to what we started the show with. If it is made good and it's high
Yeah.
proof, it's full of flavor. Most
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. I mean,
Dark fruit to it, or
that
dried
is
cherries, or
wow. That is. I'll say that is probably the better, if not the best, Stagg that I've had. No, I'm not even kidding.
well, thank you.
It's delicious, man.
Yeah.
Well,
It's full
and I
of
was
flavor.
curious. You guys have done this, like you said. You had a, your bar managers were out on this one. What's it like to put together the bourbon list and kind of curate things and build this bourbon program out? Really, that you guys have been able to do with the Wise Guy concept, and have some fun with some single barrel picks and things
so
like
much
that.
fun.
How do you do it? How do you curate the list, Boggs?
Well, you don't accept every barrel pick offered to you. You
Well, just our entire beverage program, it has evolved. Like
yes.
when we first started, I said it earlier. Give us every bourbon that's ever made. We'll take it. We got to fill this shelf. We want 1,000 labels.
Covington
And we
has
got up
about
to
1,000.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We had so many bourbons. To the fact, this is a funny story too. Our soffit above the bar collapsed. It had so much weight in it, it collapsed. Very embarrassing.
That was
But-
expensive.
That was an expensive day. A lot of good whiskey. But we did salvage probably 80% of it, and it didn't break. But anyways, so to get back to the question, it evolved. Now we are more concentrated on really good quality, things that have been, they take a little time.
Quit.
It might not be the oldest, right? There's some new labels out there, but they take more of a scientific approach to it. Or
Right.
so we want really good quality labels on our back shelf, and things that we can be proud of when we pass it across the counter to the guest. So we still want a variety, lots of different flavors, lots of different proofs. and quantity, but we want something has a little bit of quality to it, or has quality. And then, like Boggs was saying about the barrels, sometimes you just say, "No, we don't really like any of these. Thanks for having us out, unless you got something else."
We've done
Because,
that 2 or 3
I
times. It
mean,
was like, we don't like what you've pulled out for us.
yeah,
It was like,
sometimes you'll get something that's 130 proof and it is flatter than, I don't know, just there's no flavor notes to it. You're just like, I get a burn, but I get no flavors. So
Yeah.
that's not what we're looking for. We want you to get a little roller coaster of a ride. We've picked some that are just like funky and really like, what do we
I,
always say? Grandma's attic, just that
Grandma's
funky.
attic. It's just
Yeah,
that musty.
I like
yeah.
that.
And
So
sometimes you just want something like that for the bourbon nerd that
I love that.
wants that differentness that they've never tasted before.
sometimes
Yeah.
you just want like a good sweet vanilla, like sugar bomb,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It just
I
depends on
like it.
your moods. So that's kind of how we pick. We pick based off of, has to be approachable for everybody. But sometimes there's just one that's just has the most unique flavor. You're like, man, we've got to do this one because it's so funky.
Well, and I love that too because, like you said, for someone that's gone in there, they've had the whatevers, you name it, the traditional pours that you can get everywhere. To have those single barrel picks that they can then go, oh, this is
Yeah.
fun, this is cool, this is different, and that gets them to come back again. And if they enjoy the flavor profiles that you guys enjoy, I mean that's a fun ride, as Brandon and I have learned.
Oh yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
interesting story. We did, so when James Pepper came back to Lexington and reopened their
Yep.
distillery, we did their very first barrel pick in house at their new spot, and he had some old juice, and we
MGP.
cracked a 1950s James Pepper that we had got from a buddy, and we matched that flavor profile with one barrel we bought, and then we chose, which was it was almost like a minty
Nice.
must or whatever. And then we picked the best, in our opinion, which was bright and amazing. And then we had commemorative. Stop. Sorry, my
Oh,
animals are.
good.
I was gonna say, if you noticed earlier, I
I
was
got
squirting
two
the
of them.
cat.
I got
It's
two of them.
okay.
So I got two of them. It happens.
It definitely happens.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
picking
great
barrels is
story.
fun, guys. We love it. We do it a lot. We just got a Blanton's Gold.
Very
Man.
blessed now.
We got a Weller Antique the other day.
We've
It's good, man. The last one we got though, it was really good. There's no more juice. It was so good.
Nice.
That's a
Well,
good problem to have, though. If
so
it's
I have
going,
the,
that means you did well.
so
Yeah.
is the
Oh yeah.
Blanton's Gold and the Weller Antique, are they available at the bar?
So the Blanton's Gold is available. The antique that we had, it's gone. We have the
Gone.
new
Yeah, of
antique.
course.
It's just not as good as the one
Right.
we had before, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was reminding me of some
Yeah.
old
And I'll
old
tell you
old
what
juice.
though, I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now, the Blanton's Gold that I've had,
Yeah.
I mean, all of them. I've had 3 or 4 or 5 different ones, and they've been fantastic. Like
Yeah.
so,
It's
I can't say
you
nothing
I
bad
get
think
about that one.
so
you get more
for me.
flavors when you don't put water on it.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean,
for me
there's
going
water
from
on the Blanton's
We
Gold.
started out the show that way. Yeah, that's right. Flavors.
that proof to a Blanton's, which is 93,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's tough.
It is tough. It is
You
tough.
get used to the higher.
Yep.
When we're picking, we like to find something with some
Right.
power behind it in case you put a
Exactly.
cube in it. You want it to
Exactly.
hold up to ice,
Exactly.
but yet still be drinkable, neat.
Man, that
100%.
that's really good.
Yeah.
I only
Oh,
I
got
was
a
gonna say,
few
Stagg
more
is
minutes, guys.
we
man.
I got to get the kiddos here soon, but
Okay.
I'd like to
so
hit this one and then tell our infamous story if we can.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the last pour, the Old Forester, and then I got to hear a story. And Alex, if you got to go, we'll keep Eric on for a little bit
Okay,
longer,
sure.
but we
No problem.
want to hear the story in the pour.
Well, this is our Old Forester with Caroline, right? Where we took the whole little tour. Is that correct?
Let me check my notes here.
That was
Yes,
what drew us to Eric too. Was he was in the back of the barrel pick we met him at, writing down things, and I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm liking the smell of this Old Forester though.
So,
You got me.
which
This
one is
came
this one?
from their Louisville downtown store. We went and they just yeah, it was a fun experience. I highly recommend. We got to toast a barrel while we were there,
Presidential.
and we got a bottle of the presidential choice.
Yeah.
After picking this, they allowed us to
Yeah.
purchase one of those. And have to admit, if you ever get a chance to buy one of those, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Very,
For sure.
very good bourbon.
I don't know if this was just an exciting pick or just different setting to pick, but
This was
this stuff was firing on all cylinders.
yeah,
that
this
day.
was one of my favorite picks last year.
I'm trying to get it to
Wow.
open up here. Still
Yeah.
smells pretty.
At 135,
And
That's-
for Christmas gifts, I bought.
that does not drink like 135. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know our palates are warm, but still, that's
Well, but still, yeah. Of course, if your first sip of the night is going to be 135, yeah, it's going to be a little bit hot. But
I think we did it right. Start low, go high.
I did, yes, exactly. But this is
or as I said, start high, go low, and yeah,
wow,
Oh man,
I hadn't even had a drink
wow.
yet.
We call
Wow,
this
man.
one crime scene, and it's got a
I
taped
get,
off murder scene.
vanilla, obviously.
Oh yeah,
I almost get like a bready flavor though, like sweet bread. Yeah, it's like a donut or something. It's yeasty.
It's got like
good.
a
Yeah,
oily texture
it really-
too. It,
yeah.
oily mouthfeel. That's real pleasant,
I like to call that juicy.
juicy.
Yeah, like a juicy mouthfeel. Like it doesn't leave
Yeah.
your mouth dry. It doesn't.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Those that are astringent, that will suck
Yeah.
all the moisture out of it. I don't
Yeah.
know what offended those. Those are
Yeah,
Four Roses
but this-
Q's do that to me.
Yeah, but this one, there's certain ones that this brings it back to like I want more. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
got
yeah,
a
I'm
really
already going back
sweet
for
note,
more.
too. It's got
yeah,
like
same.
frosted flakes. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's very
that.
cereally or corny,
Oh.
but I also get the bread. It's very sweet. I like it.
I definitely will not
Nice.
take it out of bed. That's good.
nope.
That is fantastic. Now, I hear, is there a story, Alex, you want to tell us before I know you got
I'd rather
kids
not,
and
but I
things?
figure that's just always the elephant in the room every time we do like interviews, podcasts.
I mean, we don't have to go
We don't-
there if you don't want to, but
No,
we
man, we got to
could.
talk about it. It's
That's part of
only
our
been
part of our
9
story.
years. Is it 8 years now,
8
Bob?
years.
9 years?
8 years ago.
I was gonna say if I know the story, I was at least living here at that point. I've been here 10, and things happen. Things happen.
I'm not sure I know what story this is, but
Okay, well, the world famous Goodfellas shot heard around the world, and why we are ranked the worst pizzeria in America, if not the world, because
yes,
of our friend Mr. Dave Portnoy.
yep,
But I don't know, man. He's put our name on the map across multiple outlets, and we know we do a good product. And
yeah,
so, real quick, for anyone who's listening or doesn't know the story, there's a fellow out there named Dave Portnoy. I'm sure you've heard of this name, but because most of America's heard his name by now, he's a pretty famous guy. But he's got a little business called Barstool Sports. And he goes around and he's just started rating pizza places in New York. And he just started giving them scores on a scale of 0 to 10. Well, he did this for several years. And I'm going to fast forward to our story where it kind of took a bad turn. But I do want to start with he was so he does sports, obviously, and he does podcasts and talk shows and all that stuff. But he was in Indianapolis, where our indie store on Mass Ave is, and he was with Pat McAfee doing his show. And this was 9 years ago, right, Boggs? Is it 9 years? Or I know it's October 4th. So, anyways,
Sure it's fine.
he's in Indy, and they go, and Pat was tasked to pick three of the best pizza places in Indy, and Dave is going to rate them. Well, he picked, one, didn't give a very good score. He's ruthless. He speaks his mind. He's like, this is trash. I hate this. It's swimming in a pool of cheese. Whatever he thinks, he says. He has no filter. So Pizzeria 1, hate it. Indy has horrible, crappy pizza. Second one, this is even worse than the first one. And then he's like, well, I'm going to take you to Goodfellas. That's my last one. He's like, well, if it's anything like any of these other ones, it's not going to be good. To fast forward that whole story, there's a lot of details, but he gave us an 8.1 and said we were ranked among the gods. If you were ranked 8 or above, you are a really good pizza place. And he had a good experience at our Indianapolis location. Fast forward 3 months. He's in town for an event called Rough and Rowdy, which is a boxing event out at Applebee's Stadium, or it's now Whitaker, or what is it now? But anyways,
Whitaker Ballpark,
he's
right?
also a big horse, owner.
Yeah.
He loves to bet on the ponies, if you will. So he's in town. He's got some ties in Lexington and Louisville. So he's in town, and me and Boggs knew that he was going to be in town. And, everyone's going to say, go to Goodfellas, because he's going to get asked, or he's going to ask, where do I need to go to try some pizza?
Town favorite.
Go to Goodfellas. So we printed a picture of this guy, and we told all of our staff, hey, this guy's in town. Get ready. He's coming. Don't screw up. And I don't think anyone really knew what he did or who he was. So it was kind of a miss on their end of how the story evolves. So fast forwarding to the story, Mr. Portnoy comes in one night and is served a ice cold slice of pizza. We failed to reheat it up. It was not good. No customer deserves to get that quality or service. And we missed the mark. But then it got a little bit better because our guys realized that, oh, crap, that's the guy who we were supposed to be ready for, and we just gave him the worst slice that we had in the case all night because we were kind of in a lull between dinner and later hours, and they didn't change the case out like they should have with fresh pizza. Either way, they're supposed to reheat the slices just like they do in New York City. So they realize that that's the guy. And what do? They proceed to go outside, kind of get in his face and tell him to kick rocks, leave. We want you to leave because I don't know what Jack was thinking. He said,
I remember. No, he said,
get out of here.
That way.
Yeah, that way. That way. That's it. That
There's
way.
a story behind that as well, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he didn't like that too much, and he had never given anyone a very, very low score before. He's always given them like 4s or 3s, or these people are rude. I give them a 2.9. He gave us a 0.0, and the entire internet exploded. And 7 million viewers, like 12,000 one-star reviews in a couple hours for us. I mean, it was just insanity. And we got death threats. They called, and all of his followers called and placed fake orders, and we had to take the phone off the hook for like a month. It was insanity.
We thought we were going to lose our business.
Yeah, because of
Oh,
this
I can
guy.
only imagine. Because I remember when that happened, and of course I watched all the. Well, of course you do too, but I watched it. I watched Dave's stuff and Barstool Sports and all that stuff. I watched his pizza reviews, but I was just like, no, not my spot.
Needless to say, to get to kind of how we were like came out of it, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep. There's so many details to the story, but
We
That'll
want to
be for
hear
the
all
next
of them.
one we do. That'll be for the next one we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I can kind of cliff notes it, but so anyways, he got kicked out, gave us a zero point 0. The story we didn't think was gonna, or the video we didn't think it was gonna air. It happened on a Thursday. Came in the next morning on a Friday, and they're like, "Boss, Dave came in." I'm like, "Did we get a 9? Did we beat our score from Indy?" They're like, "We kind of had a problem." I'm like, "What do you mean you had a problem?" They're like, "We kind of kicked the guy out." I was like, "You did what?" Just completely went Italian. Just started throwing shit. I was like, "We told you about this," just kind of getting a little excited over it. I mean, kind of lost my cool. Boggs did too, and he stays pretty even keel. But we were pretty pissed off. We kicked the guy out. He gave us a zero point 0. I was like, "Well, I haven't seen the video. What's going on?" They're like, "Well, we told him to get off because it was private property. So we might not get the video. It won't be aired out there." Like, you better hope it's not. So Friday goes by, no video. Saturday goes by, no video. Sunday, I'm sitting down at dinner with my family, 6, 7 o'clock, and the phones start going nuts. It rattles off the table onto the floor. Thousands and thousands of comments, posts, reviews, Yelp reviews, Google reviews, just absolutely bonkers.
People from news stations calling on interviews.
Yeah, we thought we lost it all. But yes, to Boggs's point there, we started getting, the New York Post, the Washington Post,
Huffington.
all the local news channels and stations, Lexington Herald Leader. Everyone wanted to figure out what was going on and wanted to talk to us. And I was like, "Sure, I'll talk to anyone. We'll talk to anyone." And we got in front of the camera and told the story like, "Hey, we made a mistake." And it's not just because it's a pizza reviewer. It's because that's our customer. Right. And we take this very serious because no customer should ever, experience a bad product. Because, again, our mission is the best pizza and drinking experience you're ever going to have. But that's a customer, and that really hits home with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to accept responsibility and apologize and say, "Hey, man, we made a mistake. It was an off day. Sorry that it kind of, went this way, but why don't you give us another shot?" He's like, "Well, I don't do reviews twice." Like, okay, fair enough, but we're going to use it as a learning moment, and we're going to train our staff again on what it means to take care of a customer and how to properly make the best pizza. So we did this whole campaign. I'm not wearing the shirt, but we embraced the
I was going to say
0.0, if you will.
with good.
Our logo, Goodfellas. Well, there's 2 O's in the word Goodfellas, and we came up with this creative marketing deal, and we put a dot between zeros and made it a 0.0, and embraced his Barstool logo with stars. And we said, we're going to use this as a reminder to never give bad pizza to any guest ever again. And we embraced the 0.0, so we accept it. We're going to move forward, and we made a T-shirt, and we sold all kinds of T-shirts, and
we made all the staff wear it.
Rattled back, and then Dave tweeted back out that he's cheering for Goodfellas now. It's kind of like a Rocky Balboa story, and Rocky go way back. But anyways, we were determined to crawl out of this hole and be just humble about it. Like, hey, we're all humans. We screw up any day of the week. Instead of lashing back and calling them a jerk or whatever, we just kind of accepted it, moved forward. And then, Boggs, the whole, people are doing, there's classes on how, PR classes.
At
UK being taught on how we handle
marketing, how to lean into something when you get negative reviews. And here's the example: Goodfellas, a world-renowned
that is crazy
reviewer, crushes a little pizzeria, and how they came back and turned it into a positive. Our community rallied behind us, not in just Lexington, in every city that we were in. Sales were up 30% for the next month and a half. Everybody was on our side saying, we're not going to let a New York guy tell us what our favorite pizza is. And lines out the door. It was amazing. And
Yeah.
he, again, had called and was like, I'm very proud of you all. You've,
Yeah.
the Rocky story,
Yeah.
He didn't
Will
call.
win.
He was just tweeting. We wanted to get in front of him, but
Well,
that
but
happened 3 years later.
did that happen before COVID or no?
Oh yeah, 2018,
Yeah, but then
October
he
4th,
came
2018.
back.
Came back.
He came back
And
and rescored it, right?
That was
he did.
after COVID or during COVID because he had a mask. He
Yeah.
rescored, and then he wanted me to get on a podcast with him, which
Yeah.
we eventually did. But for 6 months,
Yeah.
this guy, he does the Dave Portnoy show out of
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
He's like, man, tell your story. I'm like, there's no way in hell you guys are going to get me on a podcast and start talking trash. And then, we finally, he's like, no, it's not going to be like that. We just want to hear your side. And, Dave's completely cool with it. And he's not going to, ambush you. I was like, well, I don't believe you. Tough. Kick rocks. And he kept coming back. 6 months later, we finally did it. And Boggs
Yeah.
stood by the router and was going to pull the
Yeah.
internet if we started going south.
Yeah.
But, we kind of, I don't know, had a truce, if you will, I don't know if it's a truce. He
But
was
yet,
definitely winning. But
still to this day, we get negative reviews. 0.0, your
Oh.
pizza's terrible.
they released
Right.
the Goodfellas story every single year. And people are like, I can't believe you kicked him out. I'm like, welcome
Yeah.
to the party. This was 8-9 years
Well,
ago.
Just clickbait at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I mean,
Anyways.
you got the 8.1 up in Indianapolis. Clearly, he loves what you do. And as I've learned, there's another pizzeria that is near and dear to my heart. I grew up in West Virginia. There's another one that keeps putting their scores out from him that is not an 8.1, but it's still one of the highest ones that he's given out in certain locations. So I mean, you guys are still doing the right things according to Dave.
Well, he came back and gave us a 7.7 on his last visit, which would have been great if we'd done another shirt with the 0.0 and then turned our L's upside down for Goodfellas for the 7.7. But maybe this
Or
year,
you still
maybe
could.
we'll release that.
For the 20th anniversary.
I think you should. I think you should do that. John and I have a pretty good track record of coming up with T-shirt ideas, and
There you go.
that's it. That's it. So
I think we
Fellas,
should just sit
I'm gonna
around
have
and
to
drink
wrap
some
it
bourbon
up.
and think up funny
I agree.
T-shirt ideas and bourbon names.
yeah, exactly, 100%. I do have one
I
quick
love it.
question though for both of you
Sure.
guys. What is your go-to? Like when you go in the store, in the shop, whatever it is, what's your go-to order? Like what do you want?
What do I get? Plain slice.
Yeah, what do you get? Plain
like
sliced cheese?
Yep.
Me, same. Oh my God, I love cheese.
Have to admit, there's no better way to tell a quality of a pizza than a plain slice.
Yeah, I agree.
But
100%.
for
I like
my,
a
for
plain-
my
I like
flavor
pepperoni.
profile,
But but for everybody listening, everybody out there, the most underrated thing on the menu, if you don't like just traditional pizza,
Buffalo
the
chicken.
buffalo chicken cheese bread.
amazing.
That was a drunken
Amazing.
night, too.
Amazing.
So we not only did we
Amazing.
create
And you
those-
get extra ranch because it's homemade and you can just do I mean,
It's so
it's
good.
amazing.
that was a
amazing.
night out at Riverbend up in Cincinnati. So
Yeah.
I'm very traditionalist, like as
Yeah.
far as Italian classic, like this.
Same.
No, chicken buffalo doesn't go on pizza. What if we made it as a bread? Because it is
Exactly.
a popular item, and
Oh, it's
I mean, for years people are like, our team is like, hey, we can do buffalo or barbecue chicken. We can do a taco pizza. I was like, no, like this is a New York Italian pizza joint. Like,
Right.
if you want to go to Cece's is over there. They do taco pizzas. They do, not to say that there's anything wrong with it, just trying to keep it to the roots, right? Remember where you come from. Don't vary outside the box too much. You can try some things. But that's where the buffalo chicken cheese bread came from, and it's a huge seller. People love it.
and that is my thing is like you go there, It's the most underrated thing.
Oh
A lot
no,
of people
it's
don't want it because everybody goes there and they look at the thing in the case. They look
yeah.
at the breadsticks, which all those are amazing. But just look up on the board
Yeah.
and get the buffalo chicken. I'm telling you,
Anytime I've got
Yeah.
family or friends
I'm
in
telling you.
town, I will always get a cheese bread or
Yes,
buffalo
yes,
chicken.
100,
My favorite pizza
100,000%.
is our bootlegger pizza. It's
Yeah,
so unlike me because I love meat,
yeah,
but it's our vegetarian
yeah,
option. It's got the pesto, spinach, mushrooms, and sun
yeah.
dried tomatoes, and the flavors just all click and marry perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
me and
agree.
my better half get that every time we go out.
Alex, I
Anything
know
else,
you got to
fellas?
hop off. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Anything else? We're good.
I'll let you
Cheers.
hop off. I might have a question or two for Eric, but Alex, thank
This
you
is
so
the
much.
A
Thank
I
lot
you,
of fun.
appreciate
Alex.
it.
Thank you
You're the
guys.
best.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Cheers. See you guys
Hope to have
soon.
you on soon. Thank you.
Cheers.
Now, Eric, we're not done completely yet because we got a couple other little questions. Because I want to know, obviously, when we were trying to set all this up, we met at the one pick.
Mhm.
You were doing Nashville, Columbus. Brandon was welcoming his first kid. Life hit us all hard in a different way.
Really
Um,
did.
I mean, what?
you
That
know,
was back in March, right? I mean, it
yep.
took us forever to finally thank you and
Wow.
get the revision back out.
Well,
You
thank
know,
you for accepting because
Oh,
like
anytime, guys. I've had a
we
blast.
we
And besides podcasts, I'll sit and have a pour with you all anytime.
no, please, like we would love it. Like just reach out. We're good.
Hey,
but
Like,
I
we
gotta
developed the
ask.
bourbon at our office. We created a test bar and kitchen in the back
oh
of
my
it.
God. Oh
And
my
we were
God.
there
That sounds
last night
awesome.
watching the IU game with a bunch of buddies and
That's
smoking
awesome.
cigars. It was great.
Oh my God. I
Hey,
love
we'll
cigars.
we'll we'll accept an invite on that. But I gotta ask you one last question. I
Yeah.
don't know if Brandon's got any others. What's next for Goodfellas and the Wise Guy Lounge? Because you've been expanding. You're working on some locations. You guys are what I would call now. There's one other pizza place. Like I said, I grew up in West Virginia that I jokingly refer to as a place that I'm only going to move if they have a location there. Somehow they keep having that happen. You're on that list now too. So, what other locations may I be able to move to soon, or what can you tell us?
Well, do you like Charlotte?
Mm.
Do you like Asheville?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Knoxville? Because those are the three areas we're looking at. We're also
Would
looking at St. Pete. We're playing around with the idea of Orlando. Uh, all of them have different little warm spots in our heart.
yeah, yeah. If it was
Like it.
me, I would rank
Mhm,
it Knoxville one,
mhm.
Asheville two.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, it was
Uh,
me, but that's
so Knoxville completes a delivery radius for us
right.
through our vendor. So we're already in Chattanooga. We're already in
Correct.
Nashville. It only makes sense because they're sending that big truck all the way from Indy. That's where they're based out of, just
Right.
for us. They don't have any
Right.
other business in there.
Right.
And so we've said we're going to make this happen. We've been looking at Knoxville for 7 years now. We've had a lease signed there back in the day, and the landlord didn't disclose lead paint and asbestos and tried to sneak
Oh,
it in there. And I was
yeah,
like,
that's not
this is
good.
not how you start out a good partnership.
Nope.
So Alex and
Mm-mm.
we believe in win-win in
Uh-huh.
all business deals.
As you
No
should.
one should get the shaft.
As you should.
Uh,
Yes.
so good. We're just good people.
Yeah.
We've met some really bad people in business,
Yes.
and it sucks that they're out there.
Of course.
But luckily, in 9 out of 10 of our dealings, they're good people, just trying to do the right thing. But yeah, those are some spots. If we get some leases signed, I hope we don't open them at the same time again because it is very taxing.
I was gonna say you've done this like twice
But
now.
what
You
is-
think you would learn? No, just kidding.
But what's the odds? I mean, that you're going to do it?
Well, you know, two out of let's see, we've got
2 out of what?
we've got 13 restaurants, 12 Goodfellas.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you aware we own Desperados here in town as
Oh, yeah.
well, the taco tequila bar.
Yeah.
We were bored, and so we
Yeah.
opened a
Just taco tequila.
taco and tequila joint.
I didn't know that, honestly. I swear to God, I didn't know that you guys own that.
Well, if you
That's
tell
awesome.
talk to me, I'd tell you things, Brandon. But because at some point, you know, I'm just kidding. I love you,
We're
brother.
going for you know, the best tacos. We took a trip out to L.A. And ate nothing but tacos for a week straight, and then we want new tequila as a new upcoming spirit, and we've seen that across the board for the past 5 years at our trade shows.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, let's learn more about tequila. What better way than diving right in?
Yeah.
And it is.
That's awesome.
You know,
It is
I was
fantastic,
really
by
happy
the
to
way.
learn that tequila is not something that you hold your nose and throw back like in college. You can drink it
Correct.
just like bourbon on the rocks or neat.
Or you can go to a reposado, an añejo, an extra añejo. Oh,
We've had tequilas been aging for years. We've got our own tequilas out there right now.
John, I'm very proud of your enunciation.
all right, you told a story on yourselves. I'll tell a story on myself.
Yes.
We're down,
it
and
was-
this is all still recording, so it'll go out there.
Yes, exactly.
So
Hang on,
Brandon
pour,
and I,
pour a little more real quick.
yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to too.
I'm going back to the straw. I didn't pour all of that in there.
So Brandon and I have been doing this for a while. We've also been fortunate enough to travel a little bit, and we traveled down to Argentina, Patagonia. We're down in Chile.
Oh, wow.
Correct.
Doing we had hiked Fitzroy, you know, the Patagonia logo. Go across the border. There's an outlaw story there that I won't get into tonight. That'll be off air.
That will be.
So we're down there. We're like, I brought some, you know, the aged in ore little 4-pack of things you can take with you. You know, we got those. We're down there and we have, I believe it was Thomas Rhett's Dos Primos Extra Añejo, aged for like 12 months, I don't know, 14, 20 months in bourbon barrels. We're out in a field in Chile. Should be able to say this word down there. And I couldn't say Añejo. It came out really wrong, didn't it, Brandon?
I mean, it came out AJ Aho, and
No, it was
I was
more
like,
J.
I was like,
J.
and J Ho, and I looked at him and I was like, man, like I'm from Southeast Kentucky. I know you're from West Virginia, but I can at least announce like Anejo, and he can't even get it out. And so it became this awesome. Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. Well,
But before that, no,
before
we
that,
hadn't
no.
drank it at that point.
We actually sobered up before that point. But he was
I'm
just
looking at my
like-
notes trying to say it, and it didn't come out right.
It didn't come out right. He's like, you could tell. He's like, Jay. Like, he just couldn't figure it out. And it became our biggest blooper of them all, I think.
Nice.
Well, you also did a field goal kick / soccer
did.
goal
I did.
style kick afterwards, and
did.
that
was
was
it with the uprights?
Yes, it was.
oh he
I
launched that
killed.
thing
Man,
into the mountains.
listen. Sign me up at EKU or wherever. I can kick a 45-yard.
You got extra eligibility, but
So it's funny you
Actually, I
talk
do.
about, pronouncing stuff horribly. Anytime you go to a bar and get a drink,
Yeah.
I especially don't want to order that drink I can't pronounce
Yeah.
because I'm looking at the word. I'm like, I have no
Same.
idea what this word is, and I'll point.
Same.
I'm like, I want this.
Same.
But so we try our best. So something else, another great week every quarter is when we travel to every one of our bars and approve the seasonal cocktail menu.
Yeah.
So every bar manager will present maybe like 10 or 12 cocktails, and we'll pick the best 6 to put on the
Yeah.
menu for that upcoming season. This is coming up next week. That's why I'm thinking about it. But you'll get some crazy ass names. They'll throw out some. Oh well, this is a. Well, I know it now, but it's called ocelot. It's a Mexican lizard,
Oh yeah,
but it's spelled with an X, and I'm like, no one is going to know how to pronounce this or what the hell it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's an ocelot. It's a Mexican lizard. Of course I named it this. I'm like, in your head it makes sense. You need to change the name. Call it the Mexican lizard drink or whatever you want. You cannot use this word.
Yeah.
And every time there'll be at least 1 or 2 that were like, scratch this name, think of something else.
you're like, this
It
cocktail's
means
great, but
love
not the name.
in this language. I'm like, yeah, no one can pronounce it.
Yeah.
No one wants to look like an idiot ordering a drink.
I mean, I will. Brandon and I can. Brandon can attest to this. Usually, I kind of work on the intro part. I have a way with words. My wife has told me that, and so have a lot of
You
our
do.
guests. And I don't always get the names right, and I'm sorry.
You do.
I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. Now, Brandon, any other questions for Eric before we wrap up?
I do. Is there? All right. One question I do have. Anything coming new down the pipeline that you can share? If not, we can share it offline.
Such as drinks coming out or new additions to the
Ooh,
Goodfellas menu.
Yeah, no, Goodfellas. Good. Oh, you said
I don't know. What
Goodfellas
can you tell us
menu.
that won't get you in trouble with?
Goodfellas
No,
menu.
that's
Like
not
I
beautiful.
don't. Is there
Don't
new
get me
stuff that
liquored up
I'm?
and have me talking on
Oh, I
air.
am. Yes, I am.
That's why we
you
do
don't
it.
have to share. You don't have to share. But we can talk offline. But if there's new locations or if there's new menu items, what do
No
you got?
locations are signed up yet.
Okay.
Again, I've told you about the ones that we've got
Yeah, correct.
feelers out and
Correct.
been scouting.
Correct.
We built a test kitchen for a reason. We want to make sure that we're
Yeah.
providing the best product, and
Yeah.
we might be testing garlic knots. We might be testing. So a trend going around right now, or it's like little snacks, little bites.
Correct.
So if you can offer something that someone doesn't have to have a full meal and
Right.
can still get full, or a shareable that's not a buffalo cheese bread, something a smaller
Correct.
price point that
Hey, your breadstick is completely shareable.
it is. It's
That
terrible
breadstick is
shareable.
amazing.
But we've been playing with garlic knots, so no promises, but it's something that fits that profile.
I agree.
I love it.
I would
And
love it.
who doesn't like bread covered in garlic? It's the same thing as our breadstick, just
It's butter and garlic
sizes.
and to smaller bite-sized breadstick. I get it. Like,
I don't have to tear things. That's even better. And
Exactly.
and I love that, Eric.
I'm in.
I'm in on that. I'm in on these pours, folks. If you haven't tried,
Man,
go buy Goodfellas. Ask for their bourbon menu. Ask what they've got for single barrels. You will not be disappointed. And Eric, thanks for talking
Thank
with us,
you.
sharing all this, and it's been a blast, man.
I've
man,
had a blast.
seriously,
Guys.
we love you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
This has been fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
Click.